Dennis Keegan. Aaron Coleman.
Wayne Scott.
Terry Barnhart.
Julie Miller Childs. Dan
New Orleans Jazz.
Roll call of directors.
He did, we,
Oh, he did?
yeah,
Okay.
everybody did it.
All right. Are there any visitors here today? Anybody new? Nice cozy little group. I'd like to approve the November 15th, 2025 Board of Directors regular meeting minutes.
I'll motion we approve those minutes.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Year end has brought us a lot of new challenges and discussions. Of course, we're all first year members, so we are just kind of learning as we go. And we've talked about employee raises, bonuses for the year end, the 2023 audit, the budget for 2026, assessments for 2026, and planning for improvements for 2026. We continue to work on spillway, litigation, assessments, liens, and implementing the new HOA Life software. Cody Stamper contacted me. He's graciously offered his time to paint 2 of the bathhouses. Josh Chabot's offered his talent in repairing the front bathhouse, the community center bathhouse. So I just want to let you know that when we get that started, we're ripping up the floor, we're putting new toilets in, new showers, sprays, new drainage in them, so it'll be a pretty big project. And I would anticipate that bathhouse, as we work on the bathhouses, more than likely they will be closed, especially the front one, from 4 to 6 weeks. It could even be 8 weeks. So we'll make sure we announce it to the community so everybody knows when the bathhouse is closed. We will not close, or try not to close, more than 1 at any given time. And if we do close 2, it's possible one of them is closed for painting and would be open, say, after hours, and just closed while they're painting. Let's see, okay. Finally, I'd like to say our volunteers work tirelessly to help the board. Thank you to all of our community or committee members. You've helped us get closer to the goal of putting issues in the past so that we can move forward, which is huge. The community has stepped up, and this has gone a long way to help us fund improvements for this year. As we look forward to 2026, I reflect on what a wonderful community that we have, and I want to wish all of you happy holidays and a very, very happy new year.
Same to you, Julie.
Thanks.
And everybody else.
Dennis.
Okay, once again, always thank you to all the volunteers. The other is, as we've been digging through, and I'm sure they'll talk about it during, others will talk about it, but we're getting to the end of the year, and there's still a lot of outstanding dues, not from large lot owners, but from individuals. There are a lot of them out there that are your friends and neighbors that are still owing their 2025 dues. It's just, I mean, that's what, it's just very difficult to operate when people wait, are basically a year in arrears as they're getting their dues. So, and some of those that are owed are, like I say, people you know. So, if everybody can just step up and make sure that your dues are caught up, it makes it a lot easier to operate when the money's there. So, that was my speech for the day.
We'll let Dan tell you about a little project that he's been working on. He spearheaded it.
You know, we're gonna apply, I applied for, the Adopt a Highway program with KDOT. And, this next year we will have the sign. They will put a sign up. They will provide us with the necessary stuff. And the area that we're going to be picking up trash and servicing is gonna be roughly between where Eulery meets K-52 west 2 miles to about Stainbrooks. Gonna cut it, start it and end it a little bit west of where he wants me to do it, because I don't think it's safe to walk up into that area. But that'll be on the back burner, but coming soon, and probably looking at a project date starting of, say, April of next year. So we'll try to get some people involved in that, and I think it'll be good for the community. The sign will read roughly something like Friends of Lynn Valley, Friends of Lynn Valley Lakes. And I think it'll bring some notoriety to us and be a good, feel-good thing that we can do.
Nice.
And it needs to be done either. I was down there last night, there's trash all over the place. So KDOT's gonna work with us on that, and we'll have some training involved. Just, nothing major on it, just, it'll be a good deal. That's all I wanted to talk about, though. Thank you, Julie.
Spillway update.
We have good news. After 5
Woohoo!
years, it's the Freddie event. We have good news. 5 years after the Freddie event, we received the approval for the cost share funds for the spillway. So a little bit of history there. When Freddie got taken out, the culvert by paddle boat got taken out, that same storm event damaged our spillway. It was about 40% of the maximum participation or precipitation event that they predict around here, but that's right where the standards are. We have video of the spillway at that time, and it contained the water, but boy, it was a rushing river. It looked like Colorado out there. And that event demonstrated that our dam and the spillway are safe, but the rock inside the main channel was too small and the water pushed it down and damaged the gabions and everything else. So that began a process that Pam has been instrumental in pulling off with Peppercorn and McClure Engineering, lots of different projects, lots of interaction with the state. And the engineers estimated when they got done with their project that it was going to cost $6 million to upgrade the spillway, and that's when we started asking questions. And we kept the conversation going. We now have a proposal to repair the spillway for $430,000 roughly, and the state has approved that for cost share, which means we get 80% of that back, so. Yeah, much better than $6 million out of our unpaid assessments like that. So, so what does that mean? We need to commit about $150,000 in capital improvements this next year, and then we'll get back a check for $175,000. And that difference there starts to apply to the engineering costs that we've already paid. That same thing will happen again in 2027, which should finish the project. So the state will send us $350,000. We've already paid about $90,000 in engineering work thus far, and so that's that total project. If you take the $430,000 and back out $80,000, which is the max they'll pay for engineering on that, that's $350,000. That'll be split over 2 years that we get back. So in terms of net new funds to make that happen, if we spend about $20,000 more, we'll end up with $351,000 worth of big heavy rock for the spillway down there. So many thanks to Mike Johnson, Pam Kyle, the Lake and Wildlife Committee, and this board for being supportive of all the things we needed to do for it. So that's great. This spillway report was brought to you by Freddie. We sold 19 items like that with the Roundup match grant. We'll send a check for $40 to the scholarship fund. So thank you for your support.
Thank you, Doug. Are those items still available for purchase?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hurry and get it. If you need a Christmas gift, if you want to arrive about New Year's.
Pam.
Okay, the last couple weeks, I don't think we've had a supervisors meeting. We've all been busy or shorthanded, PTO time, sick, what have you. So I really don't have anything to report on that other than we have two of the supervisors here today that will give reports. The water project and the roads, you see that's moving along. Sometimes it looks like at a snail's pace, but they are making much progress. I mean, if you just drive around, there's some roads that I didn't even know they were started down yet, so if you just drive around, so. I would like to thank Doug Liljegren for all of the time that he has put in on this spillway project, getting the funding and everything for that. I would not have had any knowledge of how to even get started, so I thank you for that, Doug. Rhonda Keegan, my God, how many hours have you put in?
I don't keep track.
Yeah, yeah, it would probably, yeah. But Rhonda has put in thousands of hours on helping with the QuickBooks, the new QuickBooks, helping with getting the audit done. We spent the last 2 days at the front office with the auditor. Well, Wednesday and Thursday. Numerous hours there, and sometimes when you get asked questions that happened 2 years ago, it's hard to remember everything. So, good luck to us when we have to do it in 2027 again. And then to the board, thanks for everything that you all do. I appreciate all of the projects that have gotten done this year and everything, so. And to our employees, the majority have all stepped up this year. We've been short-staffed, and I just appreciate all of you guys, so. On the other note, the POA is accepting applications for a maintenance supervisor position. I'd like to thank Louis Sear for his years of service at Lynn Valley Lakes. And Dustin Becraft is the interim supervisor for maintenance now, until we decide where we're going with that position. So, but we are accepting applications through Indeed. So go on to Indeed and apply through there if you can, please. I think that's all.
Any equipment changes, any expenses spent on updating anything that,
Dustin, I think we did purchase the tires for the trucks, for the water and sewer trucks.
yeah,
I don't,
Did the surplus sale happen?
it has not yet.
Has not. And did the boom lift work?
The boom
Well,
lift.
for
The truck,
lights? Yeah.
I think that's in Dustin's report.
Okay.
what about the equipment that was broke down that we were having the dealer come out and look at?
The backhoe,
Yes,
that's in Dustin's report. Yeah, but no, it's fixed.
Okay.
You're coming up.
Because of the year-end craziness and the new program that they're working on implementing, Brenda did not come today because she's, of course, working. So I have a little report to read from her. First is the HOA Life Project. It remains on target. They are going to try to do a data upload for completion prior to January 1st. The data transfer has been initiated over the next several weeks. Next steps will include a detailed review of the uploaded data in coordination with HOA Life technical staff, followed by internal training, community communication system rollout are planned for early January. The board, they've requested from the board permission to go to Paychex and add the time and attendance to the system. We are working on the cost details, and the budget projections have been submitted to us, and we review that in executive session, and we believe that will be put in the budget for next year. Work continues on finalizing the administrative budget, incorporating board-directed updates. Remains on target for completion by next week. POA office operations. They've added a full-time support person in the office. She was working there part-time as a fill-in. With that, significant progress has been made on outlying projects, including QuickBook data cleanup, digital upload of historical vendors, and customer files into QuickBooks, and organization of records on the data server. We are trying to come into the 21st century and get everything put on our servers so that when we need something from a year or 2 years or 3 years ago, we can go to that file, pull it up, and it'll be easily accessible. We're not searching for paper, we're getting rid of the paper.
For that
So there-
27 audit.
Yeah, so there is a lot of scanning that's being done right now to accomplish that feat. I know that when my office did this back in 2000, when I was working, it took us about a year and a half to download 30 years of files, so it's not something that's gonna happen overnight. By doing this, the efforts are improving data accuracy, accessibility, and overall operational efficiency. And we have Katie Murray here for Director of Golf Report. Yes, please.
Alright, not much, but so far we have the rounds of November, we're up 326 compared to last year, November. And yearly so far is about 3,000, 2,935 to be exact, so that's been a huge increase in rounds. I have put recommendations into the board regarding rates for 2026, possible twilight time change, new golf carts, a new tournament contract in place, something more formal, and in progress, I'm working on a school contract for Prairie View for when they come out and practice and use our facility. We still have, I believe it is 11 tournaments that I have lined up already. 7 of them are outside tournaments, you'd say. There's 4 inside ones, and right now we've got 1 high school tournament lined up. So, still in the process of contacting people for more tournaments, but other than that, that's about it.
Interim Maintenance Supervisor Dustin.
Alright, you was asking about the backhoe.
Yes.
That was a throttle position, sensor. He was able to buy that, put that on, so it's back up and running. The bucket truck, Mark just got the injector pump put together. He's gonna try to install it as soon as he can. We did get all new tires put on the trucks, so they're winter ready to roll. Downside is, we did lose a driver. He quit on us. We have another guy that's out for health issues, so that really cuts us back. And with me working on the maintenance side, back and forth, I've had Perry, my truck driver, he's kind of filled in for me on the water and sewer side, and he's really caught on and been doing a great job. So, other than that, if there's any questions you wanna know
Do you have
about.
any, in the maintenance side, do you have any upcoming projects for the next couple weeks?
Trimming trees, basically, trying to get that stuff cleaned back, what we can do in the winter time. I know that the basketball court was on the thing, but depending on weather, I don't know what we're
Yeah,
gonna do with that.
Exactly.
There's a few odd and end stuff, like at the
Picnic
mill.
table. Picnic table.
Yeah, picnic tables. The campgrounds have all been done. We still got the ones around here to pick up, spray, power wash, spray them, seal them. The mailbox area, we're gonna look into that. There's a little concrete lip. I need to see if we can paint that for, precautionary reasons. Wayne, I need to get with you actually on how we're gonna mount these up there, where we're gonna mount them, where we're gonna start. So, after the holidays, we'll have to.
I have one, Dustin, you had mentioned to me the real question up there at the mailbox is, in mounting them in the asphalt
Yes.
area.
If we're gonna extend those out, the anchors and stuff, I'm worried that if a strong south breeze hits those, if they're anchored in that asphalt's not real thick.
Yeah, we can get different wedge anchors.
Okay, something that'll hold.
Yep, yep.
Instead of digging the asphalt up and pouring concrete.
Now, do we still have the old Ford or whatever in the contractor's lot? That doesn't run?
The red, the maroon one?
Yeah.
Yes, it's still.
Can we
up there.
park that down on, Elm? You know where it circles
Around
around,
the corner?
so that we don't have access? That'll be a
Well, that'll drag
deterrent,
it down there,
that'll
but-
be a deterrent.
Yeah.
Just ask them for a friend, that's all.
I believe the post office itself said they preferred that the mailboxes weren't
Yes.
moved during, right before Christmas, I mean, just to
Yeah.
cause chaos during, till after Christmas.
Well,
is-
I know when it happened last time, the gals in the office had packages all
Yeah,
over
yeah.
the place.
So,
And it wasn't
so I
a
think that was the
holiday.
post office's
Yeah.
request that it wait till after Christmas.
Yeah.
We're right there, on the mailbox.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I just have a question in regards to this construction that they're doing for the water. Like, our street is completely tore up, there's no gravel left on it, it's got chunks of rock and everything all over it. Are they supposed to be keeping that maintained as they go along, or is it just supposed to be total construction during their process, even though they've dug it and then left?
I do not have the
I don't.
That'd be
I do not have the answer for
city
that.
question.
Okay.
What's in the city, what's in their contract with the city.
Our new mayor-elect is here, and so he's hearing our concerns. Another concern that I have is what Wayne hit on was the corner of Elm and Holiday. They're not barricading that off every night.
Right.
I went by there Wednesday night and it was pretty much wide open.
And
So-
we have had community members send messages to us requesting that be blocked. So we need to figure out how where they're gonna do it, or we're gonna do it, or who's gonna do it. I believe that would be their responsibility.
Okay.
If anybody has any other questions, I'll be glad to.
Yeah,
answer.
just
Yes, sir.
Dustin, thank
I
you
know in
for,
the summertime, you guys are really busy on Mondays and Fridays. Is
Yeah.
that still the same way in the wintertime?
It has been, yes.
Tell them how you'd like to do it, so more people will do it
There you go.
on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, if you can hold one extra a day, just split something up, that would be nice. Like Thanksgiving, we try to get out early on Thanksgiving, we was actually here till 5:30 at night. Cause everybody was ordering on the holidays. So, I mean, yeah, if we could just, gradually, week by week, just pace it one day, it'll split everything up. And I did notice, I was running a truck yesterday, there was people ordering stuff that weren't even full. Then they ordered 1,000 gallons of sewer or water and they only took 200 gallons.
Can I ask a question?
Wow.
So on the water sewer tickets, and I know I've heard Rhonda bring this up before, if somebody is not gonna be here and if they put on their ticket, water not needed until,
Yeah.
would
Like
that
anytime this
be any
week or
kind of a
whatever.
benefit to you at
Very
all?
much.
I've had several people do that, so if
Good.
we
Okay.
get hammered on a Monday, we can slide them in on a Tuesday or Wednesday
Okay.
when we're really slow, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, so a lot of people did listen to that.
Good.
Yeah,
But we may need to stress to the office staff when they take a ticket and put it on the list for you to make sure that it's needed that day.
yeah,
If it's turned in at the office.
and a lot of things that kill us are the late calls, like on Fridays, we can get calls all the way up to 3 o'clock. We're trying to get trucks parked and get out of there, and there's, oh, well, now I need one, so we gotta send somebody else out and they gotta stay after hours.
Do you charge
Maybe
them
we
extra?
need a bigger charge for people to determine
Oh,
that.
After hours is $100 for 1,000 gallons and 130 for 2,000.
Yeah, but what is same day?
What's the time?
What's the time frame on that? Yeah, so let's say at 2 o'clock, I decide I want same day delivery, what's the charge on that?
1,000.
Monday through Thursday, I believe it's $10 extra. And after, on Friday, afternoon, it's the 100 and 130.
Okay.
It needs to be more than
So the
that.
board,
So-
that may be
so-
something we look at in January.
If it's
To
same
possibly
day,
vote on
is
in
there like a
January.
cutoff? Like if you want it same day, it has to be before noon, or how does that work?
Says
We've
8
been trying
o'clock
to do
on it.
before noon, but they get slipped in. People say, I really need it, so. then-
Right, so then they pay the late fee.
Okay.
Which is $10.
$10 Monday
Oh,
through.
yeah,
More
that-
than that.
That should be more.
Yeah,
Yeah, it needs to be more than that.
So,
because by the time we pay an employee to work overtime.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that needs to,
Absolutely.
well, and if we have to call one out, even if there's an emergency, we pay 4 hours.
yeah.
Minimum 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, then we need to make sure we're covered in our expenses, and I believe that most people will be able to make a good decision if the cost is enough, because we shouldn't be losing money on that.
That
should give people more incentive to make sure they have water, like if they don't wanna pay the, whatever it
Right.
is, it gives them a little, oh, I gotta make sure I have water before that time.
And with the water lines coming in soon for everyone, everyone needs to watch your usage, because most people are used to 1,000 in, 1,000 out. Well, you're gonna have, yes, so everyone needs to start thinking about,
Are they gonna need another sewer truck when that happens?
That's something we probably ought to discuss.
I don't know.
Yeah, your sewer usage is gonna go
Yeah,
up,
it's,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
Water
no
will go
ifs and
down,
ands.
cause they won't be delivering water.
yeah.
I have a
Well,
question.
hopefully, I mean,
Is
There's
there,
still something
is,
with a well.
yeah.
is there a private hauler that could be referred to? Is there anybody that does this kind of thing?
No,
You know?
well, yes, $385 to have your tank emptied.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
well, that's
for sure,
probably what we
yeah.
need to charge.
Or half of it at least.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and remember, when, you know, when people order water, if they only get 200 gallons, we're wasting 800 gallons, cause it can't sit on a truck.
Right,
It's not worth your time to go out there.
When you have an emergency call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so,
right.
yeah, the winter
Why
time's
would
big difference.
somebody need 200? I don't understand that.
There's a lot of people just don't, either they don't understand or they don't do it, they just don't check.
They don't
When
check
something
their
low.
water.
They look at it and go, oh,
Yeah.
I need water.
They're paying for 1,000, but they only
Well,
use 200 of it.
And that's
Right.
like the sewer,
Okay.
I look in there and see it in there, but then when I get there, one of my drivers gets there, you put it in there, and it's only pump 200 gallons, is what it looks for.
We need to sell sticks, that's how we're gonna make money.
Some people
Work on
have
that, okay.
some people have a float device that, and there's a little hole in their lid, and when it comes up, they know that
Right.
they're needing service. The other thing is, if you order 2,000 gallons of water or sewer and you only take 1,000 gallons of water or sewer, you are not getting a refund.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and that's another thing, if your tanks are inside or in your basement, please make sure you have the right level and order the right amount, cause if we flood it, and somebody comes to us and say, well, you flooded it, it's like, we can't see how much is going in there,
Right.
so,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you, Dustin.
Terry, treasurer's report.
Yeah, so, you guys have some reports in here. If you look at the first one, which is the balance sheet, the first section on there shows our cash accounts, our bank accounts. And then a little further down, we have the certificate of deposit, the Edward Jones account, which still has 300,000 in it. So you can see that we still have cash. It may not all be in the operating account, but we have access to move it to the operating account for these things that are coming up. So that gives us a little bit of money to carry over to next year to help us get through our budget. I also gave you a income statement, and I don't number the pages, but if you go to the last page of the income statement, it's just where we're at for November, which we're at a loss for November, and then it's a year-to-date column, so January through November 30th. So our overall year-to-date, our net income is $765,000. So we are doing fairly good this year. There are more reports for the detail of each department if you wanna look at the year-to-date, month by month for the departments. I just did the main ones, and there's a header on each one of them. And what Julie had mentioned is that we're working on the 2026 budget. So if anybody here wants to look at the budget, give some input on the budget, I am open to sharing this with people. Would love to have input from people that are interested in providing input. I've got a summary tab, I've got a tab with each department. I sat down with Pam and went through the maintenance. We haven't went through water sewer yet because we kinda need to know where we're gonna be with water and sewer. So we've got numbers that she provided, but we need to get a little bit more in-depth on it. We need to sit down with the golf and the pro shop and get, just look at your budget with you. Add a lot of comments. I have comments on all these different tabs explaining what each of these numbers are for. So if anybody would love to start giving some input on the 2026 budget, I'd be happy to just send me an email and we'll take some time and sit down and go through it together. It's an open book situation here for everybody. We can't give you the details of certain things, but we can definitely share all of this with everybody, and I appreciate everybody. Doug gave me the lake and wildlife numbers the other day, so I was able to plug those in by month and not just throw them out there. Julie gave me a big list for CapEx, and I got it up here. I'll throw it up on this screen real quick and just kind of give you guys a quick overview. Get my HDMI plugged in.
While that's coming up, can you talk about the charge for allowance for bad debts, what's the rationale?
Yeah, so I am gonna let Rhonda, that's Rhonda's baby for the fine. She's been in the assessment, she's been in making these numbers move around, so I'm gonna let her explain. I can, but I've kinda asked her if she would take the lead on that with her report today. So anything you have for her. Oh, did it turn off?
I think it turned off.
No,
There's no
here,
input.
no, that's not it. Is that it? Oh, sorry, I thought I was gonna be live again.
It's working over here.
HDMI. There we go. So you can see I've got it by month all the way across. And I've just got it listed by the categories that I pulled out from what we currently use, and that's what we tried to base it on. I know we're still kind of reconsidering consolidating some GL codes together or something, so that'll be part of when we get ready to finalize this. You can see all of our income that we've got estimated. I'm trying to get down here to the bottom. Just drag it down. Oh, too far. So this is where we're at year to date is 315,954 for net income. This number 487 is pulling from our capital improvements. That's our big wish list that we have, which puts us at a negative 171. And I think we still have some numbers to plug in. I don't have a number yet for bathhouse remodel. I don't have a number for cabin remodel. And I don't know what months any of these are being projected in yet. But this is kind of where we're at, what we've been putting together. And again, I'd love to spend some time with anybody who wants to help get involved with the budget and take a look at it and offer some opinions. And that's kind of all I have for my part.
Okay, thank you. Standing committees, architectural, Dennis Coffin.
Good morning. We had our first meeting of December 2 weeks ago. Only had 3 permits to review from the city. One on a skid shed that we did send a letter to because it didn't have all the necessary information on their site plan. Just remember, folks, when putting in permits with the city, there's city guidelines and regulations to follow, but there's also POA guidelines and stuff to follow. We need measurements to any structure from all property lines and easements, so to make sure everything falls in the right place. That property owner did send an email and we got that straightened out, so that's good. Our next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday night. We're actually gonna hold that on Monday evening because of the holiday and people's travel plans. So if anybody it's always open to any property owners that wanted, sit in and see what goes on, but we just review those. Do we have anything from the city on the containers that are on lots or RVs on building lots?
No, we don't.
No.
We
No,
will
there was 4
approach that.
containers on lots and one had been moved.
We will,
So we're still got
we will
3.
put in a wish list the 1st of January,
Okay.
or 2nd.
And campers on building lots.
Okay, thank you. Ron, I don't know that I saw Ron here, I guess
I don't think
he's
so.
left, so we're gonna pass.
Dan, got one questioning?
Pam, is you anything to say about golf?
Golf, the only thing is,
Must be the committee.
with the weather that's I wasn't gonna really publicize this, but I'll publicize it. With the weather that's gonna be nice on, Christmas Day, Kenny Virgin, one of our part-time employees down there, he's offered to go down and unlock the gate. The gate will be unlocked from 10 to 4. Anyone who has your own golf cart or want to walk to play golf, you may. This is a trial run because we don't usually do this. Well, usually the weather's not nice, 60 degrees, so if it's abused, it won't happen again. It's only for golfing.
10 to 4.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Property owners?
Property owners, well, or guests, it's open for golf.
Let me just top on that. The more respectful the community, the parents, and the children are of this community, the more we can offer to the community. We had a bathhouse situation. If you're on Facebook, you can see that some kids who we found out who they were TP'd the ceiling inside of the bathhouse, outside of the bathhouse, the roof. This costs us money. And it's not just a $3 roll of toilet paper. It costs us money for the extra maintenance we have in there to clean it all up. Same thing with the golf course. I mean, if we have to keep the gates locked, we have to keep the gates locked. But what a great thing to offer the community. Free golf, Christmas Day. Enjoy yourselves. This is our gift to you. And if we don't have people and parents and kids being responsible, we won't do it again. We can't have people costing us money because we have so many huge projects. As Terry showed you, we're easily at $500,000 plus that we want to put into capital improvements next year. We can't do that if we don't have the money, if we're fixing stupidity. So please be respectful and appreciative of Kenny for going to open it, for Andrew and Katie for allowing it, and Pam for saying, yeah, let's do it. Parents, I hate to say this, I shouldn't have to say this, please ask your kids not to demolish things here. It's just sad.
Kids have any repercussions from that?
They're minors.
I think they should've got the broom and cleaned it up.
Well, it had already been cleaned up by the time we
Yeah.
found out.
So,
Charge the parents.
well, that was kind of up to the police department how they wanted to handle it.
We're a private community, we can do it.
No, you can ban them from using the amenities.
Okay, let's move on. Lindsay Hammond's Recreation.
Here.
Alrighty, so thank you for everyone who stepped up for Breakfast with Santa, tree lighting. I want to give a special shout out to my husband, Mitch. He has been my go-to man. Hey, when you come through the gate, can you pick up Santa? Can you pick up the tree? We had a tree go down with the wind. Obviously, it broke. It's unfortunate. But good news, I do have some new stuff for next year that has come in the mail, so we cannot wait to set up. I am looking to probably take down Christmas January 3rd at 10 a.m. to take it all down, put it away. If the weather is dependent, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then we have the New Year's Eve party coming up. The only thing I will say is the theme is Viva Las Vegas. So the hosts that are doing it they're gonna throw a good party. So come on out. It's at 8 p.m. Alrighty, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lindsay.
Did you want
Lindsay.
to talk about the cleanup the next morning?
Oh yeah, Dennis and Rhonda have offered to bring breakfast to help with cleanup of the New Year's Eve party. And I think
So
biscuits
anybody that
and-
wants to show up
Yep.
the morning,
after, I
after.
believe at 10 a.m. is when we're gonna
I think
do
that
it.
sounds right,
So
yes.
So is this adults only, or adults and kids?
the New Year's Eve is adults only. Yes. So I will go and help set up, but I will not be attending the party. No, I got littles at home. I can't leave them at home, so.
No, mine not with you then.
No, you're not.
Oh, do you have a closet and a lock? I'm
Alright.
just Just kidding. Rhonda, finance.
Good morning, everybody. December is
that
finally
mic
upon us.
on? Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. So, part of what we've been working on, as was previously mentioned, is our auditor was here this week. And, I would anticipate that we'll have something, from him by mid-January, but the on-site work has been completed. And, we're still working through some of his continuing questions. Just to give an update on collections for 2024, past dues that had not been paid, those were submitted for collection in August. And in reviewing what we've been able to collect, we submitted just under $70,000. So far, we've collected 33% of that, which is about $23,000 that's come to the community. Just as a reminder, if you are turned over for collections, there is a 30% collection fee. It does not come to us, but it is paid by the debtor to the collection agency. So this can all be avoided. Many of these were paid within a day or two of being turned over. So I'm sad for me because that person had to pay an extra 30% when that really wasn't necessary if they would have just paid it on time. So just to let you know, that's where we are with that. And as Terry mentioned, we've been working on budgets and in looking at what we're going to be anticipating for billing. We're billing a total of about 5,150 members. We do have a lot of lots that have multiple owners on them, and so we have 5,162 actual platted lots. Some of those are POA community lots, shared lots, and some of them are owned by the POA for lot sales. But in looking at all of our multiple lot owners and all that, we're looking at about 5,150 to bill. Budget-wise, unfortunately, we have about 1,000 of those lots that are in play that if I were a betting person, say they probably are not going to pay their 2026. We continue to bill people even though they owe for years and years, because that is what happens until we foreclose or the lot changes hands. So we have at play, we were talking about $500,000 needed, $480,000 basically that we're gonna bill out that we may not collect because those members are no longer paying their bills or no longer engaged, whatever that process is. So that's what we're really gonna concentrate on. We have the stats. We're really gonna be working this next year on how do we get ahead of these things before people get too far out of range to really rein it back in. So we'll look for more news, but I would expect that we'll be turning over collections unpaid for 2025 very early. So, as was discussed today, the payment plans that are allowed by your bylaws are either annual, these are in January, so annual, quarterly, semi-annually, or monthly. So that means anybody should be paying in January a payment. So just a reminder, so we're gonna be looking at some ways to encourage people, because all of us good people, and there's many of us, most of us that are paying our bills on time, that is allowing our community to plan for the things that we need, and there's also some interest involved in being able to collect those, so we're losing that when we don't. So, we're doing our part. We're asking the people that live here and enjoy our amenities to do their part, so we can give everybody the best possible community that we can. So I guess as far as numbers, we're gonna be billing around, I'm rounding these up so I don't make your head hurt, but about 2.5, and so we're expecting about 2 million. So I'd like you guys to make a liar out of me on what we're projecting, and that we do collect closer to that 2.5. One other kind of interesting note that I looked at when I was looking at things is this year alone, we have 426 lots that have turned over. So meaning there's an ownership date in 2025. A lot of those are existing members who have bought lots for assemblage or whatever purposes they want. So I'm encouraged to say if they are already members in good standing, that they're gonna be paying those dues. So maybe that helps us to look at a more favorable outlook, as things are starting to churn, for 2026, so. Again, I think it's been out there, but, while I've enjoyed my time, on the finance committee, and I will continue to help out in other ways, we are looking for someone to chair the finance committee. If you have any interest in doing that, I encourage you to reach out to, either the board or the office and let them know, so that we can get that person acclimated and started, in doing good things for our community. It is a very worthwhile, volunteering is very worthwhile in being able to feel like you're making a difference. And so if you do have the skill, the talent, or the desire, I would encourage you, to think about volunteering, at least for a year. You'll have a whole different perspective on how you want to be critical of how things are going.
And I just want you guys to understand the work that Rhonda has put into these assessments and tracking these people down and divvying up who owes what and what's in collection and what shouldn't be in collection. The work and the hours that she put in to get us where we are today after years of not being sure is just unbelievable. The time that she's put in and the way she's been able to produce what she just explained to us right now. And then it's just amazing, the work that she's done.
And I think the hard part's probably close to over,
Yeah, so
hopefully.
whoever does step in.
It's not like
Let me say
they're-
this, like, there's been a lot of work done this year by the office staff, certainly, by everybody, to get our data. Our data is better and cleaner than we've ever had and more complete. So I'm really, really proud of the fact that as a community, we've come together and people have voluntarily given their email addresses, and we're actually able to correspond with you without spending $1, whatever, to send you something in the mail or call you. So, there's been a lot of good progress made, so just because people say, oh, she's put in all these hours. My background is in operations, so a lot of what I'm doing is operational type stuff. This is not something that I would anticipate the chair of finance handling, okay, so I don't wanna scare anybody off. We really need their intellectual brain power. Anybody that has CPA experience, that would be awesome, as we look at things like our balance sheet and our depreciation schedules and things like that. That would be really great, but anybody that wants to give it their time, we would certainly, welcome that, so.
Do you want to explain how we're doing the write-off
Oh,
now?
yes,
To
yes,
answer
I
what Doug was
apologize,
talking
yes.
about?
Doug, so, in community, so what that means, and in that particular area, if you look at the year-to-date, it's a little bit, better view of what's going on there. Sorry, I'm getting to the right place on my sheet. I had it, I should have circled it. Forgive me, I'm on there. POA system, okay, sorry. If you look at year-to-date, and I know, I wish, maybe we can number these pages, could we have
I know,
lots of
that's-
pages?
yeah.
I am sorry, but it is on, I think
It's code
the-
4810. So
it
if
is
anybody
on the
goes to
second
4810.
page of the November 2025 profit and loss. On that second page, if you go down about mid-page, it talks about POA assessment income. And I'm gonna go over to year-to-date because I think that's more meaningful. This profit and loss is printed out on an accrual basis, and I don't wanna make anybody's mind melt here if you're not in accounting, but what that means is, that's how much did we bill. It doesn't have anything to do with what's been collected. So in order to be a little more transparent in what's going on, we created this POA, or this line for, assessments in collection. And basically, those are the folks that I'm billing that I'm like, they owe more than 2024. Still owe us for 2023. So I'm saying, I figure those people are doubtful that they're gonna pay unless the lot changes hands, unless things happen. So that's why I don't want people to think, oh, well, why do you guys have 2.4 to work with? What's the problem? So when we do bill them, because we need to continue to track them and bill them, but I wanted to make it clear that those are people who are already in a collection status, so we don't consider them to be people in good standing that have a good
Yeah,
chance.
we've
Is that-
moved that to the balance sheet.
Yeah, so that
So
one I
it's-
understand.
Oh, I'm
Next line
sorry.
down, 430,092.
That's,
Well,
yeah,
That's
We
what I'm
zeroed
talking
out
about.
the 120, we decided not to use that, so we zeroed that out.
So you have to go to year-to-date to really look at the picture.
So the 430
So
is what has been uncollectible.
Right. So, and then I did have some stats, I should have said that. We have 391 members, lots, I should say, that still owe a balance for 2025. Of that, I would say, and those are people that, are not, I'm not talking about long-range collection people, these are people that owe 2024 and 2025, or just 2025. So there's 391 people that I think are still with us, that still wanna participate, that need to step up and finish paying their bill. We have about 960, that owe what I call 924, which is all of 2024 and beyond. So those 960 are people that we feel like they've dropped off, and we have to either rein them back in or find a solution, and we're working with real estate committee, and this didn't happen overnight, it's not gonna get fixed overnight. But we have a plan going forward, and I think the community needs to look at this to say, we have this debt out here, a good portion of it is probably not viable. But wouldn't we like to have $480 coming in this year and years beyond to try to get us in the right direction, so that we have people who are really engaged in the community and paying their dues and et cetera, et cetera. So, does that answer?
Well, so let me ask a test question. 2 points. I think that means that the $430,000 where the people aren't paying is equivalent to what we're trying to put in capital expenditures. So if you
Yeah.
have a complaint of there's deferred maintenance or you're not keeping it up,
Right.
it's the same amount of money
That's
that's not
right.
being paid. And the second part of that is, are we really saying that we're billing $400,000 that people don't pay? Is that what?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay.
That is, that number, that 2.4 number is the number of it's the number of 2025 assessments that were put on the books this year. And that, I will say, doesn't even include some of the board and I are gonna get together on undivided interest lots, so that we can come up with a solution, because we do have some people who owe many, many, many years that don't really own a lot. And so we have to think about what is our solution to quit just building upon something that doesn't, pie in the sky kind of stuff.
And that is 20 to 25%? 400,000 out of 2.5?
No, that's a very, what I billed there was like 38 people, it's a very
Yeah.
small portion. I've got another group over here that we were kind of still billing, but I don't know exactly why. I mean, cases are, and these are people that came here, and I really would wanna get educated on the undivided lot situation, cause I don't really understand why we have mortgage companies and businesses that own those. I don't understand that, so someday I'm gonna get educated and understand that. But, basically, it's like a timeshare. Somebody signed up and said, I wanna do this, and there's no way out of it. But there's no property. There's a virtual property, but it's not tangible. So how do you actually collect on that? If anybody has any ideas, I'm all ears. And do.
Everybody that is paying on?
We do,
Yes.
we still have about
Undivided
33 people that are still paying every year. And some of them for many, many years. And they're trying to, I have notes all over the system. This person wants to give up their undivided interest if anybody's interested. I don't understand it. So, I'm looking to be educated.
And Doug,
Um,
we put that on the balance sheet, and it'll stay there. If they pay, then we remove it from the balance sheet, because it's already been accounted for. It becomes the cash, and at some point, we're gonna work with the CPAs and figure out, okay, these people have been on here since 1999, we need to write this off.
I mean,
And then we'll
honestly,
move forward with that stuff.
Many of these people engaged in this at the very beginning, like we'll say 1985, and they're no longer on this earth. And so, what does one do with that? I think I have an answer, but continuing to build them is probably not it.
Yeah.
So, it's just trying to be realistic and say, here's what I think for the year that we're going to see. And I hope, like I said, you all prove me wrong, and we turn 1,000 of those lots into paying customers. That would be great. So,
Thanks.
any other questions?
There is a possibility, Rhonda, that some of those undivided interests, there's not an actual deed, when the developer was selling lots or those undivided interests, the 1/500th interest into Camper Park A, the 1/1000 interest into Camper Park C, which is down off Holiday. A lot of times he would just get the POA office back then, when I first started, he would get us a list of new owners. There may not even be a deed.
Right, I mean, the problem, I mean, I have found some that were filed out there and they won't actually have a tax statement because they don't get billed taxes, but it'll say like 000 Wood Court or whatever, some kind of address with no real address on it, and there's no tax statement,
Has the county discontinued sending out tax statements?
I don't
The
know.
the
For the
county shows
undivided
all those
areas?
areas as POA owned
yeah, I
property.
mean,
Well, but
how would they bill
They would,
100?
how they would do it, they would put an assessed value on the campground and divide it by the number of people that had a deed.
How could they afford to mail it? I'm not sure.
But
Yeah, I
on,
don't think
if-
they
if
ever
you-
owed anything though,
on
I
the-
think it came
No,
out so
they-
small.
on
No,
the-
it was like $30, or, I mean, I
But
remember some of
everything's
them
listed
saying.
On the
Yeah.
county site, when you look at it, it shows those whole areas
It shows
as
them-
just POA
I see
property.
these with an owner name, but there's no tax parcel, there's no parcel created for them. So, again, it's a mystery to me. Anybody has any experience in this kind of stuff, I welcome your help. But in my brain, I'm just saying, we just need to find a way to exit with them and relieve them of their suffering and misery and relieve us of filling them, so, anyway.
Doug, Lake Management, do you have anything to add?
And I will, number these pages next month, I apologize.
It's okay.
So Lake and Wildlife Committee had a great year. We are implementing our master plan, which covers aquatic plants and water quality and design and priorities and fish and wildlife, the natural native grass plantings. We did celebrate the fish event at the golf course. I thought that was a big success. We're installing the aeration system on paddle boat, and we should turn that on in late March. Leanne's done a great job with the Facebook page to keep people updated. And we're having an ambassador workday today. The smaller scales and rulers are being installed on 5 and 10 acre. We're installing wherever we have a wooden post, so we're gonna have to work on some posts to get those done. There's workday, or this afternoon, we're putting the equipment enclosure around the aerator. If I can run down Meister, we're gonna walk the paddle boat spillway to see what kind of condition it's in. Brett added structure to the main lake for fish habitat. A lot of fish are predators, and so they like to hide in something and dart out and eat something. We're putting fishing platforms on Park Lake 3 and 4. Those are from the boat slip rebuild. We had the wood left over, and so we did put paths at the disc golf course, and we have some remaining wood that we'll put as a platform at Park Lake 3. With that, we had a platform for Park Lake 4 that's going down. Let's see. The signs we're still working on. I ordered the posts for the regulation sign, but Granger closed before I got there, so that's going to get pushed. But Dennis and I are going to go over and take a look at the parking signs, and I think
Those signs are gonna have to be
Okay.
yeah. And we're still working on getting a pole dropped over by off of Basswood for paddle boat. Wayne gave me another name that we'll reach out to and try to get that done. That again, we're just progressing towards that March startup, but we've got to get Evergy to put it in there. There's no sense in hurrying to get Evergy done because then we'd have to pay a monthly bill.
Right.
So we're gonna have them do that in February and go from there. But that's Lake and Committee, so many thanks to the committee. In the vein of stepping back, I think I'll be busy with Spillway project for the next 2 years, and so I am gonna step back from co-chair of the Lakes and Wildlife, so hoping the ambassadors that are out there will step up. If you'd like to be an ambassador, we'd love to have you.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
I know, I'm not totally up to speed on the zebra mussel issue, but all I know is when I pulled my boat out this year, I had no zebra mussels on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's encouraging.
And the year before, it was packed.
Wow.
This year I had there was a couple, but it was pretty clean. I was very impressed.
Wow.
It probably means they don't have enough to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're not
dying off.
replicating as fast as
They can't eat, they already got the lake clean.
Yeah, it's so clear that they can't eat, so.
When I drove in this morning, I just wanna say this, cause I don't notice things very often when I'm driving, but the lakes were so beautiful, so still and clear,
Yes.
it was reflective.
Yes.
So if it's still that way when you get out of here, go notice, cause it's just gorgeous.
Yes.
Greg did not come this morning. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Dennis?
Just to say, the real estate committee has been, working, and discussing with the finance committee and with the board, and looking at, action to be taken, shortly after the first year, on some demand letters and, looking at, working out, some type of lien after the first of the year. We'll have more update on that, of their progress at the next meeting.
I'm gonna go ahead and go past the repairs and deferred maintenance. And obviously, when January 1st hits, we'll be back, trying to work on our list for the new year. Upcoming payments, I believe Navigate Tax was paid for their $10,000 for the 24 tax return. We're gonna owe approximately $15,000 for the audit, and that's probably high.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3,000 plus some
Yeah,
stuff.
after
Yeah.
this week, I'm gonna say it's closer to 5,000, but it's not gonna be 15.
Right. Real estate and property taxes were $16,395, and I believe those were paid as well. Edward Jones CD's paying 3.95%. Right now it's at $304,864. Farmland lease.
Pam and I have discussed that, and she has reached out to the person that leased it in the past. He has not responded back, so we think that he probably is not going to lease. If someone does have an interest or knows of someone that has an interest, you can get a hold of the office or get a hold of me, and we can get with them about, I believe it's about 55 acres, but I think only about 40 of that is actually tillable land. So if someone has an interest, but we will do more of an update as we know more.
Okay, we met the Monday after the city. We met the Monday after the last POA meeting, so obviously more things have happened with the water situation since then. I believe the mayor, Lou, announced that service was gonna be $65 for up to 3,000 gallons of water. Since this, I received actually a message from Richard Gravel yesterday stating that they are going to start installing meters very soon on completed mains. When the meters are they're going to start opening valves. So the water will be flowing through the completed mains to the meters. He'll have additional clarification on decommissioning. I asked about the fill station. He said it sounds like depending on the weather after the first of the year, they will start adding meters. Okay, I said that. He can answer other questions when the pumps are going and tested. He said, I'm gonna try to be there for that. If the test goes well, then Caldwell Construction will sanitize and pass ownership over to Phil. So that's all I know about the water and sewer project. Lister, do you have anything that you would want to add that you know of happening in the next few weeks, or are we just kind of a wait and see status?
I think we're planning on the 24th and 29th to turn these valves to part of the fill. I don't know the full date yet. Lou's supposed to let me know, because I was gonna be there for it too, so.
Okay. So we'll just wait to get updates from the city as far as what's happening. 2020, go ahead.
Do you have any insight yet for like the people that will be getting water delivered? Do we know, I see the rates on here for what the households are, but do we know what the charge is and how that's gonna affect the people that are getting hauled?
Well, the people that are getting hauled, they're supposed to be paying, is it $15 per 1,000 gallons?
No.
No. Well, I mean, that's what the water cost is,
Right.
not the total cost.
Right.
That is just
But
the water portion.
What's the POA going to
We
charge?
need to figure out what we're gonna charge for the hauling. So that's a TBD.
Sure. At least, but 1,000 gallons, $15. Is
Plus.
What is advertised, yeah.
Yeah, $15 is what the city will charge us for 1,000 gallons. And then we have to pay our drivers and upkeep of equipment and all of that. So the finance committee and Terry are gonna have to do some calculating, maybe with Dustin and Pam, to see how we're going to charge for the hauling.
No, we have some numbers from the city. It's something we can actually
Yeah,
take into
sure.
consideration. Before that, we didn't even know what it was gonna cost us to get water.
Right.
Sure, right. I mean, most of it, we got the water before, I mean, at no cost, which is the treatment and the maintenance, right?
Right.
Was the big cost of our processing, right, of that,
Right.
of the product, except for the little one. Cool, thanks.
Okay, the CPI for November is at 2.7%. That means that we can increase assessments, a little bit over $12. We've been asked not to put in cents. So I will make a motion that we increase the 2026 assessments to, $12 a year.
Increase them
No.
by $12.
You're
$12.
increasing it.
Yeah. Increase them by $12 or up to $12 a year.
Don't listen
So
to Julie.
$480. $480
Yes.
a year.
I'll
For,
second that motion.
all in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed?
And just so y'all know, I'm working on that budget, so if you guys wanna see how this money's being spent, department by department, month by month, send me an email and we'll go through it.
The 2026 assessment policy, we have received a rough draft from the real estate committee. We have not had a real good chance to review the 2026 assessment policy. I don't believe it's a lot different than what's in the book right now. But there will be some changes so that we can get these liens placed and collections made a little bit faster than what,
More timely.
yeah, than what we have originally in the assessment policy. So that is tabled until next month.
May I receive a copy of that?
Yes.
Okay,
And like I said, it is just a rough draft.
that's fine.
Cost of living, cost of living raises for, the staff at Lynn Valley Lakes. We had discussed increasing at 3% for each employee. Does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that, there's a COLA raise of 3% for employees.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I don't know that I really need to discuss this in great detail, but I've signed a high hazard potential dam rehabilitation cost sharing agreement from the Kansas Department of Agriculture Division of Conservation. Basically what this says is that we can get reimbursed for money that we put into the spillway, cut and dry. And I believe that probably everybody would like to have this signed so that we don't have to take that money out of our pocket to pay for the spillway renovation. And I don't know that that needs to have an action. Okay, does anybody have anything, any concerns, questions, comments here in Dennis?
I know two of the people have already said this about previous committees and so forth. as chairman of the Architectural Control Committee, I too am planning to step back a little bit this next year. Got things going on that may be moving and so forth. But anyways, so it's been tough to get members to some of these committees. If you have any interest in getting involved in the committee, we'd love to have you. I'm gonna stay on as long as I can, but I am gonna step back as chairman, so we're gonna need a chairman for the Architectural Committee as well as a couple of these other committees. So please get involved. It's good to know what's going on in your community.
Dennis has been.
Yes. Thank you, Dennis.
I have a question on all these committees that you guys are on. You know, like last month, I joined via video because I was out in Colorado. For people that aren't coming, maybe they don't live here, are you guys willing to have those committees the same to where they can join via video? Maybe that would help.
Ours are namely virtual for the finance
Yes.
committee.
Yeah.
It's actually easier because we can share screens and
Yeah.
have discussions.
Is that
It's a little
something
easier
you
to
guys
Real
are
estate
willing
event
to
by
talk about?
online.
Might help get some more people.
We have a laptop that's for use by the Architectural Committee. I haven't used it, I've been using my personal one, but it's, I don't know if we have capability on it, I'd have to check that.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
wouldn't see why not,
Okay.
just have to have what the teams
So
have.
maybe
put on
we
or
need to
something.
get a shared
Google Meet.
computer in our budget for the committees, since you all don't meet at the same time.
That one that could be used.
And you can do it
It's
through Google
up in the
Meet.
cabinet upstairs.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So just throwing that out there to the community.
One thing back to the COLA raises, for any employees who may be here or may be listening, that will not be on your first check for 2026 because that is your 2025 wages that you will be getting paid for. It will be in your second check. Okay.
Anybody else? Jay?
Yeah, I'm gonna give.
Jay, do you wanna come up to the mic,
I can, sure.
please? Thank you.
It's not a question, it's a statement.
Just the
That's
people
okay.
online can't hear anything from the crowd unless you're.
Is this good?
Yeah, thank you.
So, I mean, to the board, I mean, I wanna compliment you on the work this year. I mean, honestly, I think it's consistently got better. The meetings are well-run, they're organized. I've seen a lot of good things happen, both on the volunteer side and stuff like that. Like, acknowledging the fact that, many of you were not voted in, right? You were selected and the teams come together, so that's really good. On the committee side, I'm on the real estate committee. I'm gonna give acknowledgement to Doug. He's been a great lead on that, even though Greg is chairing us, and Greg does a dynamite job running meetings. Doug does a great job collecting the information. Others have acknowledged that today and working with it, but then he takes feedback, right, and stuff, because he puts things out and gives it to you, and then you're able to put things back to him. He takes that, he processes it, and he takes, constructively, so that's excellent as well. And even though I've worked with Rhonda, I see the efforts that she's put in. I've had a couple conversations with her on things going on. So anyhow, the community is continuing to move forward. I think this is probably one of the biggest movement years I've ever seen, in what I've watched over the last decade, right, where I've really paid more attention to these types of things. So anyhow, and, Pam as well, part of the team, she works integrally with the board. So those things, again, I think it's important, as we go into the holidays, be with our family and that type of thing, everybody, that's giving of themselves, right, these are not high-paying positions here, so, but, it takes a cohesive effort, and it takes a community mindset, so, again, I just wanted to take a minute to say that publicly, because I think it's great, and, I've enjoyed my time, on the real estate committee, the people I've worked with, and I've seen just, a lot of professional activity, which I appreciate, right? So, anyhow, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything to say?
I do. I haven't really said a whole lot this meeting, because I sit here and I listen and I look around, and we know the election, and I'm not sitting here talking about vote, vote, vote. I'm saying But the change we've made, the changes in the direction we're going, very big props to the maintenance, because you guys have kicked it in the, you know, and, telling you what, Lister, you know this, like getting elected in, I was blindsided when I got brought in, because the people that I'm sitting here with, and after the meetings with Doug, and I'm talking, the list goes on and on. For a blue collar worker stepping in the realm of numbers, it'll flood you. And it's like, you know, and for me to feel like I actually fit with the brainiacs here, that's crazy. And that's what I just, once again, I say let's just keep in Lynn Valley, keep going. So, and we appreciate the community, and if you guys got suggestions on everything, please let us know, and let's keep moving forward.
A little PSA, of course, we've got elections coming up, and we do feel like we're a very cohesive board, and we would like to stay together to continue to keep the ball rolling another year. I'd say for all of us, there was a huge learning process. I'm not sure I've hit the end of it yet or not, but we had a lot to learn. We're still learning, but we do want to keep the ball rolling into 2026, and hopefully a lot more updates and in the community, and more fun things to happen. So if we could stay together, we'd sure appreciate it.
Can I, one more thing?
Yeah.
I'll be getting with Dustin to look at projects, that type of things that we need to, you know, address during the winter time, especially. At last month's meeting, a gentleman said that he had reported some trees, limbs, and that it was supposed to have been put on the work order list. I looked at the work order list and it was not there. So, if you have anything, please call the office or shoot me an email, pmccoy@lynnvalleylakes.com, and I will make sure to get it on the list. Please.
And if you need that information, I can go on.
Say that again.
I said if you need that information where those trees, they requested trees cut.
Well, you said Rosemary, so
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, it is like Pam said, and I think I've said it before, it takes everybody to make a community. I mean, this is a pretty decent sized place we live in, and if you haven't traveled each and every road, there is a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of. Exactly down Rosemary, like they were talking tree limbs, like where you turn on Elm from Pecan. That's a side swiper right there. I mean, you can't see when you're pulling out of there. So, yeah, just contact the office, send email, whatever you got to do, let us know so that we can try to address it as quick as we can. I mean, everybody wants better.
Yes.
Just a quick note, all the roads leading from the boat dock need trees trimmed because they whack everybody's.
And when you call to report it, make sure you have the name of the street, Timber Valley.
I think it's all of them over there. Anyone coming out.
Well, Timber Valley is the boat ramp road. But thank you, yes. They need trimmed back because I know turning, like when you're pulling out of the boat ramp to the right, it's very blind. You can't see vehicles coming, so.
So in case y'all didn't catch that.
Thanks, Tina.
Report it, send in an email to the office.
Yes, please.
Please follow our procedure, we need it.
Anybody else? We're all available to answer questions after the meeting, so if anybody wants to come approach us, we're here. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Merry Christmas.
Thank you all.
Or Feliz Navidad.